Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I'm your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take for Thursday night, September the 18th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. I hope you're doing well. Canucks training camp got off to a good start today in Penticton. We're going to talk about line combinations, d-pairings, interviews, strategies, and leave a lot of time for your questions and hopefully my answers. So thank you for being here. Looking forward to a really fun show. Thank you for your generosity last night. We had a couple late massive donations by Tyler to really boost things, bolster things, any of those B words. Well, not all the B words. You know what I mean? We had a great time last night, and hopefully we will have some of the same tonight. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thank you for your support. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be watching anyone else, doing anything else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you're here with me, know how much I always appreciate you, know how much I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you get involved tonight. You can subscribe to the channel, get active in the chat section, get notified of my videos every single day. I think, officially jumped over, finally. It's taken forever because I've been regressing a little bit. We're over 11,600. I want to get that closer to 12,000 as the season progresses, but we shall see. It's not about the numbers, but you'd rather see that number go up as opposed to down. So if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so. You can like the video, like the fact that we're together, like the fact that the Canucks were on the ice, like the fact that no one got hurt, like the fact that we continue to build a wonderful Canucks community here on YouTube. You can leave a donation, get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your membership. You can use your monthly membership message. And if listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Looking at the fictional leaderboard right now, Fangirl and Swerve and Irvin are top with 600 points. Skytrain Alfred in third with 375, and a bunch of people underneath that. By the way, I saw Jason Lim today, and he handed it over to me. This was the prize from Sunday's giveaway. So we have it. I've contacted Edmund Yan, who won it, and I will get it to him sometime next week. So pretty cool that we were able to make it happen. So once again, thank you to Jason Lim of Van City Experts for sponsoring that giveaway. Doesn't that look so nice? And I'll be delivering that to Edmund sometime next week. Speaking of thank you, legendary Carol Bovenlander gets the donation train out of the station in a big, big way.
3, 2, 1.
So shout out to legendary Carol Bovenlander. $20 donation gets us going. Says, hi, Clay. I hope you have a great weekend with your family. Let's hope for a wonderful year for the Canucks. God bless you with all my friends. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Carol. Let's give Carol some love in the chat. That is very, very generous donation of you, Carol. And yeah, I'm going to have a great weekend. Have a big, big work event on Saturday. We're out back at Pacific Academy. So we do two big events there a year. One of them is the youth conference that I do every November that I'm always exhausted. And then one is this adult conference, evangelization conference. And I'm running all the tech AV for it. So that's going to be, got to do a bit of work tonight still before I go to bed. And then definitely going to be out in Surrey all day tomorrow, setting up for Saturday's conference. So let's give some love to Carol in the chat. Love that picture, Carol, and love that how generous you are, and yeah, just how awesome you are for this community. So once again, let's give some love in the chat to Carol. Lanky says hidden message in my YouTube profile pic. So I see a big 44. I did see you tweet out a picture of 44 earlier. So I think we're all going to, you're most welcome, Edmund. I think we're all going to presume it's Lanky's birthday today. So he hasn't said no. So happy birthday to Jay, also known as Lanky, also known as, I'm not sure how many other channels he has on here, but happy birthday. And I hope you had a really great day as you turn Todd Bertuzzi age, 44. So you're 7 years younger than me. No, I thought you were younger than that. Are you sure it's your birthday today? And are you sure it's 44? That's still a good number, but happy birthday. Everyone wished Lanky or Jay some love in the chat for sure. Okay, let's talk about today. And I asked you, who were you most interested? Whose performance were you most interested in today? Gave you 4 options. I gave you the big 3, and then I threw Braden Coots in there. I guess I could have gone with just young guys too, but 54% of you were saying, "Oh, blue writing in the number." That's what I thought. I can't see it. I can't see it. So I'm trying to click on it to see it better. Blue writing in the number, but I can't enlarge it. So someone with better eyes got to tell me what it says on there. Or Lanky, you can tell us yourself. So you're not 44? I'm so confused. While you're telling me the answer, I'll tell you that PD, 54% of you said PD, 19% of you said Coots, 19 said Demko, and only 8% said Hughes. So thank you everyone for voting. We did say happy birthday. Is that what it says in there? I thought it was like a different number in the middle of it. So once again, happy birthday, Jay. Nice to see you. Yes, Harmon Dial and Quad spoke very highly of what they saw Coots do on the ice today. Yeah, and obviously Quads was there, Harm was there, Thomas Trance was there, Jeff Patterson was there. I'm sure Patrick Johnson was there, Ian McIntyre, Dan Murphy, Ben Kuzma, Trevor Biggs was there. So a lot of people there, which is really, really cool. Noah Strang. And we're going to talk about what some of the impressions were today. Hey, Clay, how are you? Hello to everyone in the chat. I also want to say thank you to the one who gifted me a sub in one of the previous streams. Yeah, you're welcome, Drew. Nice to see you. I'm not sure. Do you guys have to? You have to be in that stream for at least a little bit, right? If you receive a gift, because otherwise you would just be giving out to random people. But yes, you're most welcome, Drew. Glad to have you as a member for sure. And as Russell says, don't forget to like and subscribe. Clay. Nice to see you, Russell. Hope you're well. So remember in yesterday's stream, we had a great stream last night. And I talked about how on one hand, you don't want to put too much stock into what you see on day one, because obviously the groups could change tomorrow. The line combinations, the d-pairings could change tomorrow. But there's also some merit to the thought of it's a pretty short training camp. You don't have a lot of time to build chemistry, and you can't afford to stumble out of the gate. So last year, the top line in training camp, or at least a line, was JT Miller, Brock Besser, and Danton Heinen. Remember him? And they actually started the season together as a line. So you don't want to say that whatever we saw today is guaranteed to be the lineup, but you also don't want to just dismiss it and say, oh, they just threw all these guys, they just threw them together, sort of thing. If anyone wants to farm experience points, Russell has a stream link with 42 hours to go. Okay, that's even longer than mine. I thought I was giving a lot, and when I gave 36 hours notice, that's pretty impressive. All right. So having said all that, let's get to what we saw. So today, and then I vlogged about this because I was still home. I took some meetings in the morning, and then I showered. I got ready for work, and then I actually recorded a vlog just on Group A before I left for work. And this is what we saw according to Thomas Strance. Well, according to everyone, but this is what we saw. So remember, we were talking about, is it going to be Jake DeBrusk or is it going to be Evander Kane on PD's wing? Well, today was DeBrusk, as I predicted. So it's Pettersson, Besser, and DeBrusk as your top line. Then Coots between Sherwood and Baines. So Sherwood will make the team. Baines and Coots I have on the outside looking in, but Coots was centering at least a bona fide NHL player in Sherwood, and then one guy who really wants to make the team in Baines. Then We had Ratu, who's summer pegging as the third line center between Carlson and Kratsov. Carlson, I think, is going to be the 12th forward to make the team. Kratsov could be one of the extras or first call up. Really interested to see what Kratsov does. And then definitely Abbotsford combination of Patterson, Arlickson, and McEachran. Then on D, we had our second pairing for the season of Marcus Pettersson with Tyler Myers. And then really interesting that you had Forbert with Volander, Kudryavtsev with P.O. Joseph, and Minio with Jimmy Schultz, and then Demko, Tolopilov, and Medvedev. With this D, no surprise with Pettersson and Myers, but I was slightly surprised that it wasn't Forbert and DPD. I was slightly surprised it wasn't Forbert with Joseph, but the fact that they have Forbert with Volander, you could say maybe they're thinking that Volander has a inside chance of being the sixth defenseman, or they're saying, hey, Volander, you play with a veteran guy in Forbert. Hey, Kudryavtsev, you play with a veteran guy in P.O. Joseph. But you'll notice that on Group B, you'll see that Mancini and DPD, they were considered the veteran guy on their pairing. So I don't know if that means that's bad for them because they're on the outside looking in, or that's good for them, and that means they're more likely to make the team. And that means that Forbert and Joseph might make the team, and maybe Volander and Kudryavtsev won't. Like, again, it's early. I'm going to keep saying this, keep qualifying it. We can't read too much into day one, but you can read a little bit into day one for sure. So that is how they lined up. A couple of things I want to say before I talk about their individual interviews. PD, apparently he went bar down in his first shot and got people excited. Apparently he looked, according to Thomas Drance and Harmon Dow, he looked slow, sluggish a little bit, but then he picked it up as the practice went on. Others said that he skated quite well. So who knows, to each his own, I guess. But I will say this, that head coach Adam Foote singled out of this group A, Pettersson, Myers, Pettersson, and Besser. So Marcus Pettersson, Tyler Myers, and Elias Pettersson, he singled out as having really good practices, good leadership during the practice, during the training camp. And he said that it was one of PD's best practices for the entire last 365 days. So I don't know if that's good or bad. Maybe that's bad. It just talks about how bad he was last year. And then he also singled out Besser. So he singled out those four guys today in showing some leadership. Myers, Marcus Pettersson, Elias Pettersson, and Brock Besser. Hello, Dino. Nice to see you. Perignac Angelo. Nice to see you, Angelo. And everyone else that is here. Yes, and as Russell said, total rookie veteran type pairings. Then Thomas Drance and others tweeted out Group B. And here goes Group B. So when I saw DeBrusque with PD and Besser, then I said, okay, that means Kane is going to be with Hito and Garland. But look at this. It was Kane, Hito, and Lekkerimäki. So that, man, if Lekkerimäki is given a chance to earn a top 6 spot, right? Pettersson, Besser, DeBrusque on line 1, and then the second line of Hito, Kane, and Lekkerimäki. That's interesting. And then what it sets up is, I guess, technically a third line of Bluger, Garland, and Hoglander. And Garland and Hoglander are very tough to play against, very annoying to play against. They hustle, good offensive instincts. Still working on their defense, especially in Hoglander's case. But that's an NHL ready line too. Again, it could be just today, but Bluger, Garland, Hoglander is interesting. Then you have guys that I think O'Connor should make the team, and Sasson and Klimovich maybe more longer shots, and then even longer shots are Neil Zaman with Labate, and Stillman. Then on D, you had Hughes and Hronik, of course, as your top pairing. And then what was really interesting is, this is what I just mentioned, is DPD with Alkos and Knizov, Special K with Victor Mancini. So instead of Pettersson and Mancini playing together on a pairing, they had them skating with even younger players than them. So that's kind of interesting how they were considered the veterans of those groups. And then Arntzen and Lee as the fourth pairing, then Lankinen, Young, and Patera. So interesting line combinations that we saw today, and D pairings. What do you think about Foote's comments about Garland and the PK? So when asked, okay, let's start with Adam Foote. That's good segue, Russell. So Adam Foote talked about what it was like to run his first training camp as a head coach in the NHL. He mentioned, like I said, he name checked Myers, Marcus Pettersson, Elias Pettersson, and Brock Besser as doing really well. He said he kind of felt bad for a Group B because I don't know if they didn't flood the ice or whatever or Zamboni it, but he said the ice was really bad for the second session. So usually what happens on day 2, they flip it. So everyone that was in Group B, you can say they don't move to Group A, they just put Group B first. So and then they might make a couple of internal changes within the lines and d-pairings tomorrow. So but Adam Foote did talk about how the ice wasn't great in the second session. He also, I think Jeff Patterson asked, is there going to be even time to work on the special teams? And what Adam Foote said was no, but he was talking about, and then when the follow-up question was, you've lost Suter, you've lost Joshua, what are you going to do about your penalty kill? And he says that Besser is a very smart player, and he could see Besser being used on the penalty kill. What did he say about Garland on the PK? Russell, just so I missed that part. Did he say that he's going to use him or he's not going to use him? Let me know what he said, and then I can react to it, Russell. Hey, Japan 4, nice to see you. Elfrin, it's pronounced Knitsov. Okay, we'll go with that. Knitsov. Special K. Foote said Besser might PK too. Yes, I heard that part for sure. Yeah, so someone or Russell or anyone who heard Adam Foote's comments, what did he say about Garland on the PK? And then I will react to it as I sip on my Orange Crush slushy. Yeah, so that was mostly what. Also with Adam Foote, interesting thing that he said about Philip Hedl is big picture. They want more of a group, almost like a pack mentality when gaining the zone. So instead of one guy like a Philip Hedl trying to skate through everyone and gain the zone and look for someone to dump to, he wants a wave of 3 players, all 3 forwards, and then a 4th player, a defenseman, almost a 4-man rush into the zone. It's aggressive, it's creative, it gives more options, but it's also more risky. So we will see how that plays out. You have good goaltenders to bail out, mistakes, but you don't want to keep doing that. So we'll see how that works. We saw how well it worked against Calgary in the season opener last year. We lost 6-5 in OT. But where was I going? That with respect to Philip Hedl, they're saying if you have more guys coming in over the blue line at the same time, and not just one guy trying to do it all and they get lit up, or going laterally and then putting himself in a dangerous position when he's bobbling the puck and then maybe getting pinned, crushed into the boards. They're looking at ways structurally how they can gain the zone, not just for Philip Hedl's sake, but overall the team philosophy. But then maybe it doesn't mean Philip Hedl has to handle the puck so much and put himself in dangerous situations. So that's interesting. A lot of today's practice was whiteboard, do a drill, go to the whiteboard, do a couple drills, go to the whiteboard. So it wasn't the most free-flowing practice from everything I've read and seen. Rather, there's a lot of instruction. And that makes sense if this is Adam Foote's first chance to talk to all of his players about the kind of system they want to play. And there we go. Patricia says right there, I'm loving Foote's approach to attacking already. Exactly. Canucks content and sensory overload. Yeah, everyone was doing shows today. He will use them. Said that Garland was first line PK for UK at the Worlds, where he's being coached by the new coach here. Very good. Very good. That's cool. Breath of fresh air from the Dumbo Chase. Yep. I'll talk about Demko Besser, Demko PD and Hughes in a second, but yes, Demko has a second kid now. Filipino tending to get caught in the neutral zone because the East-West. There we go. No one likes the dump and chase. Drinking out of a fire hose, all this Canucks content. Got to make quick reads, but if the D can skate, it's a plan. Yes, good point, Todd. Cool guy, Clay. Did you see the article about the Aquilinis suing each other? No. I will look into that. I don't know who's suing who. I am friends with one of them. I won't say who, but I've worked with one of them in church circles. You guys can probably figure out, but I'm interested to read that. I will read that in a little bit. Hey, Fillmore, just landed in San Francisco, waiting now to get a ride home. It was a busy trip and hope to catch. No problem. Yeah, I know. We ended up not being able to connect. I appreciate your efforts too. And let me know next time you are back for sure. Yeah, second kid for Demko. We are eating good in this market for sure. Dump and chase is so overused. Yes, yes, yes. But it can work with the right type of players, those that are aggressive and can plow people into the boards for sure. All right. So then they had media scrums with the big three of Pettersson, Hughes, and Demko with PD. You know, are you guys with me? Do you guys like here? There's a good poll question. No, let me just ask it. I'll just ask it. What are your impressions of PD interviews? I've always given him a bit of a pass because English, I'm sure Swedish is his first language, not English, because sometimes he'll take a pause to think about how he's going to say something or the words he's going to use. And he'll even jokingly say, you know, oh, that's a deep question or whatever. So what do you think of PD's interviews? Do you side with him? Do you think he comes across as a little bit too kind of put offy and that he doesn't want to be there? Do you think the reporters are unfair to him? Do you think PD got to lighten up a little bit? Like what's your thought on Pettersson interviews? I like it when he's not afraid to go back at reporters a little bit, as long as it's in fun and in jest and smiling and smirking, not defensive. And guys like Farhan Lalji, who I've met and I respect, Lalji's not afraid to ask the tougher questions. Like he was the first one out of the shoot to ask Hughes about his contract situation. I'll talk about that in a second. And I'm pretty sure there's I don't know, say testy is the right word, but he's certainly not afraid to rub guys the wrong way. And I think he had an exchange with PD as well today. But I'm really curious, what do you guys think of PD's PD's interviews specifically? Sarah, I love PD, but his body language seems like he does not want to do them. Yep, great point. I agree. Lanky says he did well today. Carol says, PD, I don't think he likes the interview. I don't think he likes the attention. Ah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, I never thought about it that way, actually, Carol. That's good. That's a wise way of looking at it. Usually feels like it's the same answers. So it's a super short response. Yeah. Compare him to Demko and Hughes, who are quite eloquent and articulate. PDs are very, very, very short answers. To be fair, sometimes media guys in this city ask leading questions, which I'm sure players find annoying. And I think sometimes the reporters tend to be asking PD too many questions. Well, if you have the time, you got to ask, right? SGA, let's give SGA some love in the chat. I haven't even read this comment, but I'm sure it's going to be complimenting me. So shout out to SGA. Hi, Clay. I'm a big fan of your channel. Thank you. And I can't wait for the start of the NHL season for the San Jose Sharks and to see prospect Michael Misa. All good points. Thanks for being here, SGA. Thanks for being a loyal member for 11 months. I think PD doesn't like to talk about himself. His tone changes when he talks about it. William, that is a great point. He lights up when he talks about Brock Besser or Jake DeBrusk or Quinn Hughes or Demko. That is a great point. What happens on the ice is really what matters to me all around. So media is what it is. Draisaitl and McDavid are the same. Yeah, Draisaitl. I don't mind McDavid actually. Draisaitl, I just think he doesn't seem like a fun guy to talk to. And Alfred, speaking of which, says PD does have to lighten up a bit. So the other two were Thatcher Demko and Quinn Hughes. With Hughes, there's a couple questions about how does it feel to be back on the ice, and then Farhan goes right to it. You know, you a lot of questions about your future here, and and then Quinn Hughes, pretty good. Like didn't look annoyed, didn't roll his eyes, didn't smile either, and say, "Hey, good question, Farhan." He basically said, "There's nothing to talk about. I can't even sign here if I wanted to, or I can't even sign until another year, right? Until it's in the final year of his contract." So I think Hughes, I think he's going to get peppered by these type of questions, especially when they go to opposing arenas, right? And the visitor media, the home media, right? The home team of who the Canucks are playing against visiting might ask Hughes, but I think Hughes is going to, he's not going to show annoyance. He understands. He even said, that's why I love playing in this Canadian market. It's a passionate market, so I understand the interest. But I also think that Hughes has the even keelness, if that's a word, has the wherewithal to just simply say, it doesn't bother me. It's there, but I can't do anything about it. I just want to win. And then the rest of it talked about how he wants to win, how badly he wants to win, and that he really wants to dominate. You can tell he wants to dominate. He wants to crush people. And I absolutely love that about Quinn Hughes. Finally, Thatcher Demko, very, very articulate, good chance. First time we heard from him since his contract extension. So he talked a little about that, how he's always wanted to be a Vancouver Canuck. And he kept talking about how all three guys talked about they didn't want to talk about last year. That's been a common theme. I think that's been marching orders from management, actually, in communications, is not to talk about last year. But then Demko says he's healthy. He's got a great relationship with Lankinen. He's not worried about the game split so far. And he says if he's at the top of his game, that he should be on Team USA. I love that. I love that kind of talk. It's not cockiness, it's confidence. And if you're at this elite level, you have to have a lot of confidence. Had a second child, healthy enough in the off season, felt the best he's felt in a long while. Whereas Fangirl mentioned that he could run around his backyard chasing his first son, and then they welcome a second child into the mix over the summer. And then, yes, Kevin Lankinen's baby is due over the next couple of days as well. So he kind of joked around and said, that's another thing that Lankinen might ask me about. So I thought Demko came across as really relaxed and really, really happy to be there. I think Quinn came out as very motivated. And I think PD came across as motivated as well, if not a little bit annoyed. So let me get back to here. Russell, I don't think PD wants to do the interviews, but he does it as part of his job. Yeah. And if you're told by communications, if you're told by CMAC, by Craig McEwen, hey, you got to go talk to the media, you do it. And it makes sense that on day one, you have your big three out there. I'm not going to lie, Clay, but sometimes I believe Pettersson has some ego at times, rolling his eyes and whatnot. He's going to make 11.6 million in Vancouver. Then you expect hard questions. Totally fair. Totally fair. One thing at work when it comes to the NHL is that players aren't fully allowed to be themselves a lot of time. Yeah, you want to see more of it, right? For sure. Leon's getting better, though. Maybe take the point this year for Connor. What do you mean? Like win the points race? Farhan didn't need to ask that question. Hey, Gerald. Hughes is on an island, so it'd be nice to have a year of magic here. Yeah. Fanger, you're so right. What refreshed me is the same stupid questions over and over. Love hearing Demko talk about his children. Me too. He kept talking about it's the best thing is being a dad. And I agree for sure. Hughes can't even resign here until July 1st. So asking now seems redundant and irrelevant. Yeah, it's more relevant because it's current right now for Connor McDavid, not for Quinn Hughes. Did you? Oh, yes. And then I'm not sure the Canucks tweeted this, but I know it was one of the interviews. Yeah, the fourth player was Jake DeBrusk. He talked about how he wants to have a better season. He even admitted he felt a little sluggish. He wants to do better. And then the interview was really funny. He ended off talking about those clips of him and his love for Pokemon cards. He said he's lost street cred. It's funny for anyone who heard it. There was a pause there, and he was looking for the right phrase. I think he was going to say that he lost his man card. Like that's not the most appropriate thing, I guess, or most sensitive thing. But I think that's what he was kind of leaving at. And one of the reporters said street cred. So yes, he joked around how he's lost his street cred with all his fellow players, and that they're making him buy coffee and they're making him buy lunches. So he feels like he has to buy his way back into their good graces. And Jake DeBrusk is very, very self-assured. He's very self-aware. He's not afraid to joke like that. So it was pretty funny to hear him say that he's losing street cred with his teammates. Kopitar going to retire brings my mind back to Luc Bourdon. Did they get drafted in the same year? That is very, very sad. The feeding frenzy that is Vancouver Canucks media scrum makes the reporters there push to the first to ask those kind of questions. Yeah, and the other thing, Russell, that I find quite fascinating is, and you see this a lot in the playoffs, but in the regular season too, they get fed 3 or 4 players after each game, or in today's case, practice. And it's the same 12 to 15 reporters. And they kind of don't step on each other's toes in terms of asking similar questions. So you might hear, Gemma Carson Smith or Harmdial or Ben Kuzma ask a question to one player, and then they'll ask the same question to a second player and then to a third player. So you might hear the same question from one reporter to 3 different players. And that makes sense because I think it's bad, it's bad form if you take someone else's question and then make it your own. But usually they because Sportsnet 650 owns the rights, usually if he's there, Brendan Batchelor gets the first 2 questions and then you kind of go from there. Today though, you could hear I think it was with Peter Quinn that Farhan asked a lot of questions. Like he asked about 3 or 4 or 5 different questions because maybe other reporters didn't. So they're not rude. Oftentimes you're just they're in a circle, so you're not making eye contact saying you go first. Rather, they're just going there. So once in a while they'll talk over each other, or they'll try and get their question in, but generally they're pretty good to each other. JPAT tends to ask tough questions too. I think they're fair, but with JPAT, I've talked to him a lot about it, and he just says, sometimes it's not even the question you answer. You ask, it's how do you elicit a response? Sometimes you're just saying something. I'm not saying that you're just flippantly saying something. Rather, it doesn't even matter what the question is. All you're trying to do is elicit a response. So you don't even have to say, tell me about, the first goal, or you can just say goal or you scored. And they're going to say the same thing anyways. The one that drives me nuts, sorry, Russell, but the one that drives me nuts is how important is it that you get off to a good start? How important is it that you got the first goal? How important is it that you build chemistry? You guys, 99.9% of the time, the answer is always going to be, it's very important. How important is it this? How important is it that? The answer is always very important. Now, to finish the point I just made, it's not so much that they use the term how important. Like I said, they are just setting it up like a volleyball, so then the player can spike it. They're just setting up a question that a player can answer easily. But the one that drives me nuts is how important. Newsflash, always important. Draisaitl, he does the deflecting if things get heavy this year in Edmonton. Gotcha. Here they're switching Ratu and Kratzov at center. Interesting. Luke Boudon, 1 pick ahead of Kopitar. Gotcha. DeBrusk is well-spoken, just like his father. I definitely see him being behind the mic after he hangs up. Yep, I agree with that. Did PD lose cred for being a gamer? Yeah, we didn't hear a lot about that afterwards. What? Zadorov is going to be the Boston captain? I did not know that, Irfan. Interesting. Article on Aquilini's just broke. Anyone see it? Sounds like family is a bitter war. No, I have not seen it. I can imagine what it's about. Who tweeted out who wrote the article? Aquilini. Oh, here we go. Courthouse News. Interesting. Okay, I'll read this later. Thank you. Sharks have 3 preseason games in September. October, 2 games against Vegas, 1 against Anaheim. Gotcha. Yeah, 100% on the how important questions. Exactly. Super annoying. There you go. And I get it. It's just about getting them to talk. How important is it to be better than last season? How important is it that you open your eyes when walking around? How important is it that you tie up your skates before you go on the ice? Like, come on. Luke and Anze went back to back. Should they say they want to repeat? Exactly. There's no such thing as a stupid question, just stupid people. Love it. Well, I guess I'm a stupid person. How important is it to charge your camera before doing a 1-hour show? How important is it to plug in the lights and not have them on battery? How important is it to speak into the right end of the microphone? So that was pretty funny. You guys put a number 1 in the chat if you know where I was going with that joke. I could ask a better question to Quinn, such as, how does a defenseman prepare differently in summer than a forward or a goalie? That's a good question. Do you like hot putt? I don't mind it. Courthouse News, thank you. I hope they're not selling the team. What made you name your YouTube channel Canuck Clay? I like alliteration. I like the Canucks, and my name is Clay. How long have you been a Canucks fan? All my life, all 51 years. Who are your favorite Canucks players? Right now, it is Brock Besser and Quinn Hughes. How many Canucks games do you go to a year? I go to between 20 and 25 of the 41 home games. Dino with the dono. I love saying that. Dino with the huge dono. That slaps.
Hard.
Thank you, Dino, for the massive $28 donation. Let's give Dino some love in the chat. Thank you, Dino. You're always so generous. Yes, Doodle Hockey, Jacob Doodle reference was an all-time moment. It was so funny. What was it? Did I tell him that he was speaking in the wrong end of the microphone? And then he says, no, Clay, like, how stupid would I have to be to do that? And then he found out that he was. It was just the best. It was the best. How important is it to have a good October? I don't know. I guess as important as it is to have a good November. Exactly. Natty, I know you know what I'm getting at for sure. Carol remembers for sure. Dino hype. I just don't want the Vancouver Canucks. They won't. They won't. They won't. They will never leave. Well, I shouldn't say they'll never, but I don't think you have to worry about that, Carol. We'll get our cup eventually. Hey, Air fan, I mentioned this yesterday. I'm not surprised. I know Chris Drury must see JT Miller as a culture carrier. I would have gone younger. I would have gone with a different voice, a guy who hasn't been to so many teams, but maybe they value his leadership, his hard-nosed style of play, and his amazing communication skills. Gamer comes with baggage. I heard rumors about Liney in Winnipeg with Minecraft. I can say it takes its toll. Passion kind of where it is the passion kind of question work and rent or GTA choices. Not sure where you're going here at the end, but I hear what you're saying that doesn't have the best connotation always. Yeah, Canucks are too valuable to move. How important would it be for the Canucks to get new ownership? Oh, I better be careful here. And San Jose Sharks fan for 10 years. Marlowe, Thornton, Pavelski, and Burns, and go to 3 to 5 games a year. Perfect. Now's a good chance to do my Mitchell sponsor read. I'll get back to your questions and comments. I always start off by thanking my primary sponsor of Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsors, Gassy Jack Art. You can check them out at gassyjackart.com. Does all the amazing artwork that you see behind me. Thank you, Jack, for your support. Also, thanks to Ryan and Lucas of Mulligan Golf Company. You can check them out at mlgngolf.com. We got golfing attire and other goodies for sure. Also, my supporting sponsor, Vessi Footwear. Go to tinyurl.com/Vessi Clay. Receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Thanks to everyone who's purchased Canuck Clay merch. You can do so at canuckclay.threadless.com. That definitely helps me out. My next shows, actually, before that, I want to say that this Sunday, usually I do the last Sunday of the month for my group Zoom call for Hall of Fame and Legends, but I'll be away in Croatia, flying to Croatia on that Sunday, the 28th. So we are doing our group Zoom call, and this shouldn't be a surprise to you Legends and Hall of Fames. I've mentioned this before. This Sunday, September 21st at 8:30 p.m. And then everyone is invited to my live stream at 11 p.m. So again, my next shows, I don't stream on Friday and Saturday. So next show is on Sunday night, 11. But before that, we have our Legend Hall of Fame group Zoom call at 8:30 in the evening. Once again, you can subscribe. You can like the video. You can leave a donation, gift a membership, buy your membership, use your monthly membership message, upgrade your own membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, continue to grow there. Make sure you rate and review. Looking at the fictional leaderboard, based on that massive donation, Dino now is in the lead with 1,100 points, followed by Carol, who also did a big donation with 900 points. So basically, you donate, it shoots you up the ladder. Fangirl in third, tied with Swervin Irvin, and then Alfred in fifth. Thanks to all of you for your generosity. Let's get back. We'll do 15 to 20 minutes more of your questions and comments. What is the requirements for the Botcher project? Would be a fun opportunity for me. You got to be a good writer, obviously, or at least have potential. I don't know. I've never applied, so I don't know how strenuous the application process is, but it has pumped out some really good writers for sure. Yeah, you should go for it, Fangirl. Hey, Unpaved. I'm excited as well. I should be a real estate agent. Why? Why? Tell me why. What's your opinion about, I guess, all the players that finally came back into town to get adjusted? What do you think about that? Well, I've been talking about that for the last half an hour, Simon. I think it's great. I think it's great. And everyone seems to have the right attitude. Do you think Canucks trade for a second line center before the season starts? No, not before the season, Irfan. They've been trying to do that all summer and they don't like the prices. I think they'll wait to see how Hito does and they'll wait to see what kind of players shake out after the first month of the season. I sure hope the Canucks come out strong this year. Me too. Me too, Carol. How important is it that the Canucks win instead of lose? Sunday is going to be busy. Why? What's going on Sunday? What's going on Sunday? Yes, Sarah. Next weekend. Sunday. It's you mean between NFL and Canucks preseason? What else is going on? Yeah, on Saturday the 27th, I fly to Croatia and I'm going to be in the city called Split for 2 days, and then I'm going to be in Bosnia for 4 or 5 days. There's a Catholic pilgrimage site called Medjugorje, and basically, Mary's Meals, that shirt I wear sometimes, but more importantly, it's a charity that I'm a board member of, a Canadian board member, and they are sending 2 Canadian board members to their international leadership gathering. So that's why I'm going to Bosnia, a town called Medjugorje. So yeah, Croatia and Bosnia for a week. So because of the 9-hour time change, I doubt I'll be streaming. I guess I could technically. It'll be 8 in the morning there, but I think that puts me right at the time where I'm supposed to be meeting the group. So we'll see. I'll probably just do update videos from there. But yeah, very, very excited about that trip for sure. My first time there. Nothing is perfect. Knows about gaming. Not sure the pitfalls, but could be part of the bench talk. Oh, I see what you're saying. Gotcha. If I could apply to the Botchford project, which player would I interview? I think Besser, Demko, Myers, Garland would be a good interview. Sherwood, a lot of those guys. I'd be interested in interviewing. No, I've not seen it yet. I've heard it's amazing, so I will have to check that article out about well. Dino, how do I upgrade my membership? Dino, I would love for you to upgrade your membership. Everyone, tell Dino how to do it. Can you do it? Is it you can do it on the phone, but not on the desktop? Or do I have it the other way around? You can do it on the desktop, but not on the phone. I thought that if you press the join button, that you have an option there. Yeah, so Irvin is saying it might help you if I did a screen share of how to upgrade membership. I would if I knew how to do it. Let me figure it out first, and then we'll see if we can do it. Give me a second because I do want to help. I'm listening to myself talk now. Hold on. Join. I guess I got to do it on. Do I have to do it on Okay, well, I'll show you one thing real quick, you guys, and then I'll get back to your questions. This is going to be kind of like Inception because you're going to see me. Yeah, this is going to be weird. Like Inception. Okay. Look at this. You're going to see. Then it's going to do it like 5 seconds later. Watch. Yeah, this is going to be weird. Like Inception. Okay. Oh no, that was really weird. Look at this. You're gonna see. Then it's gonna. No, I don't think I wanted to do that. 5 seconds later. Watch. Okay, it doesn't matter. Like Inception. Oh no. Okay. Oh no, that was really weird. Okay, no, that's not gonna work. Then it's gonna. Oh, you know what? I wanted like 5 seconds later. Watch. Okay, it doesn't matter. Like Inception. Oh no. Okay. Oh no, that was really weird. Okay, no, that's not gonna work. Sorry, guys. That was weird. That was very weird. Now where am I? Okay. Maybe I have to do it. No, I'm so stupid. I should do it on a show where it's not live, right? I should pick a different video, I think. What am I doing? I thought I was a smart guy, but apparently not. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's try this. If I share this screen, share screen, and I go like this. Go to this join button right here. Yours might say, if you're a member already, can someone tell me what yours says? Anyone watching a desktop, can you put in the chat what button shows up here? If it says join, because this one thinks that I'm not a member yet. Well, I'm not a member of my own channel. But if you are a member, will it say that already? And then I would click here if I wanted to actually join.
I invite you to become a member of the CCC Crew, the Clay's
here are my
Canucks
3 options
here on this YouTube
but
channel.
I don't know what it is for you guys on a desktop. And now I'm going to look even on my now I'm looking on my phone to see what it looks like. So on my phone, oh, that's weird. I heard myself again. Yeah, sorry. I wasn't prepared for this. I want to give you a proper answer, but if anyone knows already how to do it, can you put it in the chat for sure? Drew's, it says perks for me, press join, and all the options pop up. Okay. Yeah, and then of course, if you're not a member yet, it'll say join. If you are a member, then does it say that? And then you can press something else to upgrade. Yeah, Dino, I want you to upgrade. Do you want to upgrade, Dino, so you can make that Zoom chat on Sunday? You're welcome to do that. Now I gotta go back to where I was. Oh, here we go. How to upgrade my membership? Then Irvin's trying to help because he's a Filipino stud muffin, asking if you're PC or mobile. I have a grand sense of humor. Thank you. Some people say that I am funny, but I say, you know, then they say I'm funny looking. I say that's not nice. Got to ask about the PWHL woman. Who's got to ask? I do, or someone else got to ask? Croatia is awesome. Make sure to check out the Dubrovnik. The beaches are awesome and atmosphere is wild. I'm not sure if that's my scene. It's more of a spiritual, reflective trip, Ricky, but I will find that place that you're talking about. I'm going to be in the city of Split, actually. I'm going to be the very scenic city of Split. I'm most excited to see Tom Vallander. I'm very intrigued to see what he is going to do, Irvin. That's Alfred, excuse me. That's who I'm most excited to see. Oh, Sunday, first preseason game, group Zoom, CCC. Oh, you're talking about busy for us. I love it, Irvin. I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. I love it, you guys. How important is it not to get gout before the pilgrimage? You know, I'm going to just take it one step at a time, Adrian. You know, I'm going to utilize my travel mates. I'm going to really get some good rest and not look too far ahead of self. Just take it one step at a time. That's great. Next week is my birthday. We'll have to do it when you get back so you can talk to me after you're back. Carol, is your birthday when I'm gone? Or is it before? Yeah, no, we got to have you on. You're a legend, Carol. What day is your actual birthday? But is it the week I'm gone, September 27th to October 5th? The Utah facility has a hair salon? For who? For who? Yeah, that was weird, the triple clay. Sorry about that. Triple clay. You push the $ or you go out of the screen and you see Clay's 3-minute says join, and then you can upgrade it. Go to my page. That was trippy. Bunch of crying, laughing emojis. Not the stream. Yeah. What I was doing. That was wild. Thank you, Clue. Hey, Rosie. Sweaty Sarah Sue. That was so funny. Press join. Drew said it says only perks. But Irvin says if you press join, all the options pop up. Clay, read your answer. Read your answer to what? Oh, it's the same button if you're already a member. That is very helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Irvin, for that. What's it like leaving Rogers Arena after a concert or hockey game or even a lacrosse game? Too crazy packed or not like that? It really depends, fangirl, where you're sitting, and depends what exit you're trying to get to. And it depends if you're trying to leave. I'm usually not in a rush unless I have to do a show. I'm usually not in a rush. So I let kind of the crowds die down before I try and leave. But I have pretty good, sweet parking spot near the arena. So, but yeah, in the arena itself, it get especially upstairs in the 300 level, the hallways are not very wide, at all. Should split your time between Split and Dubrovnik. Yeah, I will see. How far is Dubrovnik? I probably not even saying it right. From Split. I'll have to check that out. Dino, I know you want to upgrade your membership. That is awesome. People are trying to help you. Are you on mobile or desktop? Because if you're on desktop, as I tried to show you, I think you press the join button and then it'll give you the options to upgrade. But basically, you got to poke around my channel underneath any of my videos. And it doesn't even have to be on this video. Any of my videos, you got to find out, or go to the memberships tab on your channel as well and find out where your active memberships are. But yeah, I'm sorry I can't do it for you. And I don't know how to do it for you. You're going to have to try and figure it out. But you've had people are trying to help you by saying to press the join button underneath. Yeah. Either press the $sign in the chat or the join button underneath any of my videos. You have to go out of the stream and check and push perks, and then you can upgrade. Great advice from Carol. So go out of the stream, go to a different video, and check and push perks. I think that's after you press that join button. Which half of the split am I going to? Very good, very good. That's the most Filipino question you've ever asked. Here's another good question for a player. What's your pregame pump-up song? Kind of fun question. Yeah, no, those are good questions, Fangirl. Those are creative. Yeah, those are creative questions. And hopefully the players would take it in the right way. I asked about the PWHL. They're the new game in town. Maybe there's streamers on the rink. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I won't, not because I don't care. I think it's awesome, but just not to spread my attention too thin. I probably won't be covering the team a lot. Hey, Angus, I have not checked it out yet, but I will before I go to bed for sure. Tyler, you are late tonight, like really late, but that's okay. Let's give some love to Dino. Uses a monthly membership message, only a member for a month and already wants to upgrade. I'm still waiting for that to flash across. We will see. And Gerald says he upgraded on his phone. There you go. So Dino, I hope you're listening. I hope you're listening, but I still want to acknowledge your monthly membership message. So thank you, Dino. And let's give Dino some love in the chat. Do you have any tips over how you sound, whether it's streaming? Sorry. Do you have any tips on getting over how you sound, whether it's streaming and seeing public speaking, especially when you review tape and hear yourself back? Well, I know a lot of, Adrian, I know you're a good presenter. I know you're a good speaker. And I think you got a wonderful way that you carry yourself. You can be professional. You can be fun. You can be both at the same time. I know a lot of people don't watch themselves back or don't listen to themselves back. I think they're doing themselves a disservice. And it's not because they think they can't improve. It's because they actually don't like hearing themselves or watching themselves back. Getting over how you sound, I think you got to embrace how you sound. You got to embrace how you look. You got to embrace your own style. We can all work on word whiskers, on eye contact, on our listening skills, on the way we form our presentations. But you sound how you sound. You're not going to change your voice intentionally just to make it sound a little different, because look how stupid I sounded, unless you guys like those kind of noises. So I would say get over yourself. Like, you don't have to get over how you sound. You sound how you sound. You look how you look. Rather look at ways that you can leverage that, the good parts of that, to improve what you're doing. Great question. I wasn't sure if you're asking for yourself or for other people. All right, Carol, still trying to help Dino. Go out of the stream, then go back in. And when you first see it, it will say perks. And then when you touch perks, it will give you the 3 levels and you can upgrade if you want to. So Dino, you're getting a lot of advice here. I like what I've seen on the Utah owners build many community rinks to support the game. Nice. Hey, Dino. Okay, Carol, this might work out. I have a feeling. I'm gonna declare it now, actually. I'm going to share this on Sunday. There's a good chance that I'm going to go see a friend of mine, visit a friend of mine on Thursday night, the 25th. So I actually wasn't going to do a show. And I was going to bump my show to Friday night, the 26th, where we can recap the Canucks game. And then I can bring Carol in for her birthday. So I'm pretty sure next week, guys, my shows are going to be Sunday night. Then Monday night will be Canucks After Dark with Parker. Tuesday night will be regular CCC. Wednesday will be members. I won't stream Thursday. And then I will stream on Friday night, the 26th. And that will be, we'll bring Carol on for her birthday. So you heard it here first. How was training camp? Tyler, I think I'm not sure you're being sarcastic. You probably could guess that's what I've been talking about for the last 55 minutes. And DeBrusque on the first line is nice. Yes. Why would I do that, SGA? You got to tell me why. Usually I don't have people asking me, and I don't, what am I doing on the 17th? No, I'm not streaming on the 17th. I'm not streaming on the 17th. No, don't apologize. Yeah, no show on the 17th, SGA. So you can type it in the chat, though. Upgraded on the phone. Awesome. It's 3 hours from Split to Dubrovnik by bus. And the entire ride, you're hugging the coastline. Am I going to get sick, though? Yeah, I'll look into that for sure, Ricky. Thank you. Oh, just show your phone. Demko looks great. Some hearts. Yeah, thanks, Irvin. I'm generally, like, I can make it, I can do whatever I want. It's my show, right? But generally, it's a perk or it's for Hall of Fame and Legends. That is true. Otherwise, like, where do you draw the line, right? Just want to know if you've ever been to the Vogue Theater. I have. I think it's a good sized theater. It's not massive, and it's all good seats. Yeah, I like those theaters that aren't massive and they have some character for sure. Hi, Clay. I got to perks. Okay. So when you're in perks, is there any, because you're probably a franchise member now, is there any way that you can see, yeah, actually, if someone else can type it in for Dino, and Dino, you got to pay attention to what people are saying. They can help you. How do you project your voice as a viewer can hear you posting a regular vid? I tried a year ago, but I turned up the volume to hear me just unboxing. Well, it comes with practice too, right? If you're not used to speaking, presenting, public speaking, even like this, I'm not using my complete normal voice, although this microphone is very good. I am projecting a little bit at least because I want to come across as confident, like I know what I'm talking about. Hopefully I've convinced you that, or I've pulled the wool over your eyes. But yeah, it's a practice thing for sure, fangirl. Going from Splitsville to Split. Very good. Dino, does it give you 3 options when you push perks? Love it. Everyone trying to help Dino out. Everyone trying to help Dino. Where will the game in Seattle? I don't think it's going to be broadcast locally, Alfred. I just saw Kong, which is a Pacific Northwest station. Gerald says, on your phone, see perks, and then there's an upgrade on the side. Dino, did you hear that? Gerald's laying it out for you right there, right there. How important is it to have a good understanding of what happened during it's very important to me. I don't have to know everything, but I do have to be able to understand and articulate why things are happening. Love it, Clue. Great question. Orpheum Theaters like that. I've seen Alicia Keys, John Legend. Be nice. Oh, you saw Alicia Keys and John Legend there? That's sick. Hey, Helen. Hello, CCC community. I have been listening since 11. Awesome. Glad you are here. Hey, Smiley. It was the inception. C-L-A-Y. Who that? I'm the C-L-A-Y. Who do that? And C-L-A-Y. That's so bad. Hi, Smiley. Love myself some rapper SMR. Fangirl. What happened? Oh, yeah, I gotcha. Fangirl's video. I passed by the Orpheum today when I was downtown. Nice. Who dat? Who dat? Good advice, Clay. What was my advice about the speaking? Dino says yes. I don't even know what yes is, Dino. I'm going to end the show now, so hopefully you can figure it out on your own because I think people have tried really hard to give you some good advice there. I saw B.B. King in 2007. Nice. Hoping to record my reaction to the new Taylor Swift album, but the music through headphones because of copyright. Yes. Yeah, you don't want to play the music. Lyndon, glad you're here. No problem. Nice to see you. All right, friends. It is 12 o'clock. Time for me to go. Got to get some work done. Thank you for being here. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Brian Blinky Choi, legendary Line Change, legendary Andrew Chang. Thank you. Thank you to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. Thanks for your support. Don't forget, Legends and Hall of Fame members, group Zoom chat Sunday night at 8:30. Thanks to everyone else, franchise members as well, Hall of Fame members, like I said, and thanks to all of you for watching, liking, subscribing. On your way out, like the video, subscribe, and you can leave a late donation. Thanks to my sponsors, Vancouver Experts Real Estate, Gassy Jack Art, and Mulligan Golf Company. Also, thanks to everyone who went above and beyond. Carol with the big donation, Dino with the big donation, SGA with the monthly membership message, and Dino with the monthly membership message, trying so hard to upgrade. I hope he's able to figure it out. I think we've tried so much to we've tried to help for sure. No, Dino, I presume you're very bright. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell if you were on desktop or mobile because I think I lost your answers in front of everything. But I think what I'm saying is, even it doesn't have to happen during the stream. You could look, go to any one of my videos or go to my channel and then either look for a button called join or upgrade. But I think it's the join button. And once you click into that, you should see options to upgrade. Very important stream today. Thanks for an awesome stream. 24-hour stream is October 12, 13. October 12 and October 13. How important is your 24-hour stream? I think it's pretty important. All good, Dino. And hopefully your mom can hear me. Hello, Dino's mom. Thank you very much for helping. And hopefully we can make it work. And if not, just look up on YouTube or look up tutorials on how to upgrade a YouTube membership. You have cerebral palsy. Awesome. Yes, Carol also has cerebral palsy. I was thinking awesome because there are people in this community that can relate to each other. Hello, Ms. Vittorio. Hello, Mena. Nice to meet you. Thank you for helping. I hope you don't mind, and I hope you're aware that Dino does watch my shows. It's funny. I'm having a conversation in front of 140 people. What I would say to you if I met you in person. Thank you for allowing Dino to watch my shows. Hopefully you're aware that he does send me donations once in a while, or maybe that's your credit card. So thank you, Mena. And hopefully we can make this work. You're a beautiful person and friend. I appreciate that. Yeah, just look up, click on the join button and just figure it out from there. I think Dino's trying to upgrade from franchise to Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken. Dino, keep up the good work, man. We love you. We love having you here. I love having all you guys here from all walks, all places, all types, all challenges, all blessings. This is a really, really great community. And you and others are a wonderful example of it. Sorry, I just can't spend more time here trying to figure it out with you live. Hopefully you were able to figure it out on your own. Okay, friends, don't forget next week, Sunday night show, Monday night Canucks After Dark, Tuesday night show, Wednesday night member stream, no show Thursday because I'll be out visiting friends. And then Friday, the 26th, I will do a show and we will honor the legendary Carol Bovenlander for her birthday. All right, friends, thanks for being here. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. By the way, do you know what a lawyer's favorite drink is? What is a lawyer's favorite drink? The Sapina Colada. The Sapina Colada. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah. Or should I say, Suya.